What's good? Sorry, I am driving right now. I'm actually going to be making make a point. I don't know if I'm making a point, but it's been a while, first of all. I've been busy. As you can see, I can't even record normally. I haven't found my rhythm yet. I'm finding it. It's good. I'm just exhausted, man. Life is life, and I'm sure everyone's exhausted. But we're going to normalize one thing. If we can't do anything else today, we're going to normalize literally talking to each other, random folks, people being people, communication. Because by the end of this, I hope truly that we can come to understand how simple things can be and actually are, and how we unnecessarily make things more complicated than they need to be. I'm going to try to paint some examples. Alright, number one, money don't matter. Literally does not matter. And coincide, the pieces of paper don't matter. Because at the end of the day, you trade as much of this money as you need. Whatever currency it comes in, it's mostly virtual now. I believe it was 80% at one point, but it could be more than 80%. The world's money is virtual. Digital, it ain't real. It ain't real. Everybody brought their money out in physical form. I promise you it would not reflect the actual numbers. And that's because it ain't real. It's not real. It isn't real. Okay. Money doesn't matter. Technology and the inventions and creations and the things money has been used. Hold on a second. Alright. Things that have been used to create these things. I guess in a sense, money is a form of communication, currency. It's a form of energy transfer. However, it does not mean that money was necessity, and at no point did the scientists use a dollar bill in itself to create the thing, whatever they were creating. Whatever the engineer engineered. He did not use a dollar bill, a silver coin. He didn't use that physical thing to do it. No. He used tools. He used his ingenuity. He used years of schooling, which require money or is compensated by money. But honestly, alright, point two. Paper, owning, all that shit is pointless. Sorry for my language. All that, saying I own this is it gives identity. However, identity can lead to idolatry, and people need to stop idolizing everything. It's nice to have nice things in this perfect world that I'm so creating. It's not a perfect world. It's just a world that makes sense. In this world where things are just common sense. Everyone deserves a house. There are so many empty houses right now. There are so many homeless people right now. And the only thing tying both of those things up is money. No one wants to pay money for this ridiculous amount of money for this tinfoil house, this cheap ass house that's in a nice spot of town or a nice spot of the country, suburb, wherever. You've seen empty homes in your neighborhood. And you're like, damn, that place been empty for a minute. Why can't someone live in it? Why can't someone live in it? Why not? What are we going to get out of all of this? Everybody eats. What did Bradley Beal say? Everybody eats. When everybody eats, no one goes hungry. So why is this a foreign concept? Because good and evil, as long as you have free will, you have capacity for evil. a benevolent person. You don't harm anybody. In this world of common sense, you don't do these things to manipulate and harm a person. However, what you do is, man, what do? You do the best you can. And I'm guilty of it too. Don't think I'm speaking from my high horse. No, I'm human just as much as the next one. And think about it. I'm going to get to language that don't matter either, but human is just the word humans created, the brain created, which we also named. We identify. That's all we do. We identify and rationalize. So we only call ourselves human because that's what we decided to call ourselves. Truly. All right. It can be any. Think about it. Think about it. Water, agua, all mean water. The thing we drink, H2O. They're all definitions of the thing. They're all identifiers of the thing. So keep that in mind. In this world of common sense, we only know that we exist. Some people even question that. Man, this might be a rant. I don't know. Back to point 2 though. Yeah, owning anything when you're gonna die. We all gonna die. I'm sorry. I apologize. Look, actually I don't, because do you really want to be on this floating spaceship forever? Forever, ever? Let me stop. Yeah, we're all gonna go. Owning time, the time we experience, the aging we experience, is our only relevant, like, it's our footprint to say that yes, we existed. When you die, you don't exist anymore, and that's okay. Everything that me, Eric, Q, has done, Q, will no longer exist. So Q's house ain't Q's house anymore. It might be Q's house out of respect and reverence, but it's not my house because I'm not in it. It don't belong to me because I'm dead. Man, I'm dead. It don't belong to me. It never belonged to me. It was here before me. Everything you breathe, smell, look at has been here before you were born. The road I'm driving on has been paved before I was born. It's crazy to think about because I've only ever experienced it in my existence. I have no proof outside of other people's commentary of everything that happened in 1995 before, prior. So, we have documented evidence, true. But if you weren't there to exist and experience it, you can't speak on it. That's where a lot of people get uncomfortable with religion. That the interpretation. Once you have a human interpretation of things humans weren't ready for or involved with. Family, I don't know if y'all can hear this, but family keeps texting in the group chat. Not that I don't want the family talking in the group chat. That's not what I'm saying. But I digress. We're going to go back to the point. You can only speak on what you experience, what you know. And what I know is, I know y'all are like, damn, this man does not have a phone holder, phone stand. No, I tried. It did not work. That thing went that way. Into the wall of the car. Careened, actually. The phone was in it. The phone stayed held intact. The adhesion worn, beat by the ragged sun. Man, flung so fast. a 4-inch. You're either going to shoot the bears or you're going to get out of there. Right or wrong. You're going to shoot the bears or you're going to get out of there. Or you're going to, option 3, be a part of their rummaging. Be bear food. Because I don't think you can kumbaya some bears away when they're hungry. You can if you Jesus. If you are Christ, you can do that. But I'm not sticking around to wait to find out unless I have to. I'm gonna use God. I'm gonna use what God gave me, my 2 feet right here. I'm gonna get to stepping. Or I'm gonna get to shoot. If nature decides to upheave your entire life, tornado takes your house. Now, guess what? You got to use more money to buy another house. But all your money was in that house. Now you can't get another house. And it's not your fault. Oh, you won't have insurance. Why doesn't insurance build a pot? Why isn't it a big personal pot? I pay X amount every month and I haven't pulled into it. Where is it? Where is it? That should ensure me that I can get everything I need. No questions asked. What, Michigan, a no-fault state? If I have an accident with somebody in Michigan, my insurance pays, their insurance pays. If they got more damage than me, sucks for them. If I got more damage than them, sucks for me. If we both effed up, it really sucks. Or it's perfect. Both get new cars, assuming we survive and weren't mangled meat machines. Sorry, that's a terrible analogy. Meat machine is in the human body, but the way people be fusing with cars in accidents, I do not advise anyone to endure nor look up. Drive safe. If you're gonna be a little bit late to something, be a little bit late. At least you got there. You're gonna be look. I'd rather be late to the event than early to meet God. I'm so good on that. I've been wanting to be a lot more physical lately. Yet my body's like, you're not healed, bozo. So guess what? I'ma sit my ass down. Not sitting my ass down is how I got in this situation. That being said, back to the point. These trees are big as hell. All around it's beautiful. I was just listening to a subway tank about how Connecticut looks beautiful to drive through. But we have so many states and too many voices. You know? The voices in your head, they get too numerous. You just need to quiet it down. We need to talk more, actually. I need to hear from every single human being that comes into interaction, whether I want to hear it or not. Because guess what? We exist together. Us being in proximity with each other proves that we exist near each other. And we live and breathe the same air. Whether we live in the same community, he could be visiting from Hong Kong. I don't know. I truly don't. I don't know. You don't know the story of the person. We're not omniscient, and we need to accept that too. It's okay to not be omniscient. Because imagine hearing every voice. I'm good. I am. I'm working well within my means to enjoy life as it is presented and given to me. Don't harm anybody if you don't need to. Well, if everyone agreed to the no harming nobody rule, then you shouldn't have to defend yourself. But you should still know how to defend yourself. I'm never going to say that because evil exists. So, yes, I'm sorry. Back to it. Evil exists. As long as there is free will, evil will exist in persons. But some people just look at that whole, share everything, and they just get sick to their stomach. Everyone is selfish, but some are more selfish than others. Some are greedy. I'm sorry, I'm watching this person veer off into the road. Like, I don't know if I should honk my horn or stay away. I don't know if honking my horn is going to make them panic. Redirect, make it worse. We don't need that. I got to speed up. I am sticking around people too much, talking to y'all. I'm on time. I'm actually cutting time off. Yeah. The road done opened up. But at the same time, I'm not reckless. I'm not doing, if I'm doing 100, it's an accident. Something has seriously gone wrong. You ever see me doing 90? It's an accident. Heavy foot. 85? If I know ain't nobody, the cops ain't around, and the flow of traffic says 85, I'm gonna do 85 because the flow of traffic matters more than the speed limit. If I disrupt the flow of traffic, the cop is gonna come get me. I'm doing 75, yeah, but everyone's doing 85, so get your ass out the left side of the lane. You are an obstruction. You are making things more difficult for everybody else. Causing a source of traffic. You are a traffic danger, hazard. You gotta get your ass out the way to not disrupt the flow, currency, the current. Everything flows, everything vibrates, everything moves. With all these truths, we need to address the other truths of life. There are irrefutable truths that everyone needs to eat, because guess what? Our body runs on food. Everybody needs to stay sheltered, because guess what? If you don't do that, your body's going to be susceptible and beaten by the elements. The last time that I checked, it's very rare to be born super duper hairy, and even then, they still wearing clothes. So yeah, it's cold out here. It's cold, it's wet, it's dry, it's nasty, it's muddy, it's pointy. Nature sucks. Not to say that nature isn't beautiful. But I saw a cat today. I messed up his meal because I was using my car to drive. He was chasing a squirrel, and he couldn't cross the street because of me. And the squirrel said, "Oh, yeah, he would have got if it weren't for me." That's the reality. That man looked like he ain't slept in 3 days. That cat was pissed. I was like, damn, homie. I don't know what you have to do to become incorruptible without God. So that'll be period, because guess what? Everyone has a vice. Everyone has a vice. Unless you're living in God and in peace. Unless you're in true peace. You're detached from everything that could sway you. Because you are happy with what God gave you. Even if you don't like me using the word God, so what? That's the word I use to describe the indescribable. I believe something. We inhabit something that allows us to exist and express ourselves as free as possible on this plane of existence. And that's an irrefutable fact, because it's documented right here. Right now, I'm experiencing it. I got people driving by me. You can't deny that, You can, if you ain't got, this is not a diss to flat earthers, but it kind of is. Look, just because you can't prove it don't mean it ain't true. the source, the measurement for gravity. We found the calculations to include the effects of gravity. We can't be like, that's a gravitino. Probably is something called a gravitino. Besides the point, we haven't found that true particle that can replicate gravity. We can experience more G's of force by performing certain acts, but to artificially create gravity, that'd be pretty cool. That's the hoverboard I want, because if you can create it, you can also not destroy it, but create a vacuum of it, an absence of it. And that is what separates us from deity, of God. Even like, you got Zeus and them, all them folks. But here's the funny part about Zeus and them. They came from the Titans. They were created things too. So still, these celestial bodies that we still discover on a daily basis have existed and persisted, with or without us. For what we're discovering is eon after eon. There's nothing we can do about it. Your arms are too short to reach God. In that kind of way. It's kind of crazy. It's incomprehensible, the scope of things. So we just need to settle with the idea that, yes, people need these things to survive. There are some people that for some reason, whether they want to keep it private or not, want to abuse and manipulate the good that there is. These checks and balances that we have to create to keep evil in check, otherwise we just kick evil's ass and cast them out. It's bothersome. It's very bothersome. Someone's probably going to be like, well, what if you try to nuke the world? What if someone tries to destroy the world? Guess what? The world's still going to be here. The sun is still going to be here no matter what happens to the earth. The sun will persist. Which is bonkers to think about, right? No, it's normal. Just one less planet trapped in its orbit. Keep in mind that the sun is revolving. Is the word revolution? Yeah, revolving around something else, orbiting something bigger. Its gravitational pull is minor compared to this true scope of the universe. At least that's what I've experienced. Trust me, I've tried to jump out of the exosphere. I've tried. It don't work. My legs ain't strong enough yet. I haven't figured it out. But I can tell you what, it ain't got to be complicated, y'all. It truly doesn't. You can make as many designer watches as you want. Everyone has one if they want one. And guess what? Every watchmaker can have the house, the car they want. Because people want to make these cars. These cars come into existence out of innovation, out of creativity, and out of passion, just as much as they do out of a need and greed for money. That's why they exist in the first place. Evil doesn't create, it just corrupts. It just sticks its little nasty little fingers on this shit like So we honestly just address it. Don't be scared of it. Face it. Some people, most humans, almost every human, I can't speak for everybody, but on a basis I've seen living from state to state in this country of America, I can say that most humans are good. Most humans are also selfish. Some people are selfless to a fault, and they were self-sacrificing. Some people sacrifice people know it's a hard. It's not. It's not that simple. It truly is, because guess what? At the end of the day, you stayed wherever you were in life, wherever you're doing today. You truly did. If you went to work today on a Thanksgiving Day, your clock in hours prove that you were there. The camera footage proves that you were there. And there's no refuting it. When they pull you into interrogation, so you were at Whitney Hut Junior's on Thursday? Yeah, you was at Whitney Hut Junior's on a Thursday. What you gonna do about it? Cry? Scream? Ego. Let that thing, let it go. Let it go. Everyone poops. I read that book before. Everybody poops. Why don't we just accept that? Why do we gotta monetize? Why do we gotta attach money and add layers to things? You ever notice that you over-explain something? You're using so many more words to describe words. How easy would it be to just walk up to the thing like, this is the thing. Now, to describe it is important. To describe it and understand it, the creation of it, to replicate it, that is important. I'm not denying that needs to go. Language. We need to understand, however, that language, science, are all ways of rationalizing what we experience. If you want to call it a thingamabob, to you, it's a thingamabob. It don't matter if it's a remote control to me. It doesn't matter. It's a thingamabob to you. And I can't take that away from you. I can't take that away from anybody. No one can. You gonna rip his face off? I mean, you could do that. I can't take that away from you. Because if you're gonna rip someone's face off, the only thing stopping you is your conscience. Think about it like this. Crimes exist because the law doesn't stop crime. It just classifies and identifies the type of crimes. That's all it is. It says, hey, he ate. We need to call that something. He did what? He ate him. Cooked him. It's crazy. I've never seen nothing like it. They call it cannibalism. But I don't know the other languages words for that. Words are just syllables. They're just interesting. I don't know. When you think about the true essence of communication, that too becomes incomprehensible, because the only reason you would need to send a message is if you have a message to send, and two, are aware of what's happening around you. And three, you feel the need, you feel an urge to communicate. Everything communicates with itself in nature. We just don't see it in the same way. You see it when animals are about to confront, but when dogs pee on a spot, and other dog pees on the spot, and every dog pees on the spot, you're walking your dog, and you're like, come on. He's like, hold on. 38 other dogs have been here. I gotta assess the situation. And he is taking way too long, because guess what? You got work, and you got this and that. I'm not saying nobody should work. I'm not saying nobody should work. You should not work for free. But imagine you come in and do your job. In this world of common sense, in this world where you choose something you're good at, your passion, hopefully. Maybe you're not even good at your passion, which is unfortunate. Most people aren't better at what they're passionate about than what makes them money. You might love the game of basketball, but you are 4'2". What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? simply because they are just so much more massive than that guy or girl, whatever you want to be. All right, now we've assessed that, fine. But because you do what you do, and you contribute to this world of common sense, you get everything you need. You got the house that you need, the spot that you need. I'm not saying this land right here isn't owned by somebody. These farms aren't tended to. But guess what? They're farmers. They cultivate the land. They keep all these cows fed and happy. I mean, the cows kind of feed themselves because guess what? All we did was grab the cows and put them in a box. That's all. And the cow said, that's chill. Because guess what? If we didn't shoot all the predators, they'd be eating all the cows. But we're the predator. We're the main predator of cow, if you think about it. Steaks do not miss plates. Not one day has a steak not hit a plate. I don't know when. I don't know. I promise you, the consecutive days of steak hitting plates would astound you. You'd be like, I could be, I don't know. Like, I want to say easily 2,000 years, something like that. Yeah, I want to say easily 2,000 years people have been making steak. 2,000 years consecutive steak making. Probably before that. But I also see so much unoccupied land. We're not overpopulated by any means. We're just densely populated by every means. People should not be living on top of people. And you call it an apartment. It ain't a part of nothing. It ain't apart from nothing. It's a part of some. Look, let me stop. I appreciate housing. But I'm looking at so many trees and power lines. You can't tell me you can't put 1,000 foot, 2,000 foot square home on one of these spots on the highway. And guess what? Every state has this long strip of nothing. Every state does. Every state has multiple. I'm going to rephrase myself because each state is almost big as an entire country, if not bigger than an entire country. America is massive. I'm speaking from an American experience. America is massive. If you so choose to, if you wanted to go from the top of Texas to the bottom of Texas, I think that takes 15 hours. And if you want to go to the westmost point of Texas to the eastmost point of Texas, you know, driving through Texas, I think that takes 12 hours. Texas is massive. And people in other countries just hop on a train and all of a sudden they can have a new life. You still in Texas. 3 hours later, no matter what direction you choose, if you are in the middle of Texas, 3 hours later, you're still in Texas. I've been talking for a lot. I've lost the plot entirely, but I'm allowed to do that because it's been a while. And to the two people that are going to watch this, because I'm joking. I'm sorry. I appreciate everyone who watches this. Let me say that now. I'm choking on some spit. If you are watching this, everything I said is true. You can't refute it. I'm sorry. That's number one. Number two, I appreciate you so much. I really do. Because you don't have to watch this. There are a million ways you can spend your day. Yeah, you chose to press this button. You saw how long the video was. You were like, this might be a 2-part video. Nah, this ain't no 2-part video. Come on now, you know me. So, yeah, this is a long one. I hope people understand how simple life really is. If you don't eat today, you don't eat today. And however you feel about it is just not justified, but it's how you feel about it. That's the reality. Whether you're right or wrong, you didn't eat today. You feel subjugation, to be tip-top shape. Sorry. We clone warring out here. We on that type of time. I can't have bad soldiers. I need everybody to be whipped into shape. This whole planet's whipped into shape. We don't have the best everything. And then what? Guess what? We get to go other places because we have the technology. Our purpose, we've chosen a purpose, or someone has chosen a purpose. We all have a purpose. That's why we exist. Whether we live it or not, that's our choice. And there's that word, choice. You ever feel like the more you say a word, the less it feels real? Determinism, the fact that our chemical makeup led us to do these things, I don't believe in. I do believe in free will. I believe if I wanted to, I could careen into the median right now. The few things stopping me, which are very heavily stopping me, are the fact that I want to continue to exist. I want to eat some good Thanksgiving food. I don't want to feel pain because that's not going to be an enjoyable process watching this car flip upside down. And, well, frankly, what good comes of it? It was 2% fun, 98% painful in every aspect. Because now I need a new car. Now that's why video games exist. Because that's why I love GTA. Will I get the new one? I don't know. I haven't felt the need to buy consoles lately because people, they just pushing these things out, y'all. And I'm not going to support them. Guess what? I'm just not going to support them. It's that simple. I will not get a PS5, 6, 7 until I feel like I want the 5, 6, 7. It's okay. The Xbox, you see what Xbox is doing. They don't care. They clearly don't care. Nintendo has got a plastic bag over its own head, huffing farts because they smoking. But people want to make games because people want people to experience their innovations. We all want attention. We just have different ways of delivering. As long as we adhere to the universal truths, I'm sure there is somebody for everybody. I'm sure whatever you're into, someone is into it too. That's why it exists. That being said, I'm putting some music. It's been a loud, quiet time. I'm tired of talking. My vocal cords are bothered. And I want to experience some good music. With that being said, y'all, happy Thanksgiving. I can't get away with saying that. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Ain't no with that being said. Happy Thanksgiving. I appreciate everybody on the planet. Whether I know it or not, there's someone working to my benefit. I appreciate that. I'm working for someone else's benefit.